Alright, what we have is our bezel glass from around the monitor, and I dropped it in the garage, cracked the corner off of it. It's not shattered, it's not too terrible. I'd certainly like to try to repair and salvage it. So what we're going to be using is some Gorilla Clear Glue, non-foaming type. Recommend reading the instructions. I've got some acetone to clean up any glue mess. Got a little bit of denatured alcohol. Our Sprayway glass cleaner. Razor blades. Paper towels. Wax paper to make sure it doesn't stick to the backing paper, so we can lay it flat on the counter and it doesn't stick. As well as got some long wood handle cotton swabs. I like to use that for dabbing the glue on in a sparing measure. And once it's all finished, if we need to come back, I've got like a windshield repair kit that has the UV curing resin that's used for windshield cracks, and that'll be used for doing up our final cosmetic clear blend to see how we can make it the best we can. So first things first, got a microfiber cloth. Let's get a little bit of denatured alcohol in there and clean our pieces. Careful not to cut ourselves. Lift up a little bit, clean the back edge, our mating edge. And in general, let's just give it a little hit with the Sprayway. I specifically like Sprayway over some of the other brands. Like Invisible Glass is fantastic for a nice clean shine and end product. Sprayway will give you that same. The thing with Invisible Glass, it just doesn't like to cut any kind of grime, sticky otherwise. So I tend to lean towards the Sprayway. A little plug there for my favorite glass cleaner. Now, reading the instructions, which I'm a firm believer and fan of, says to damp one side of the mating surface. So I'm going to get a paper towel here, and I love these Bounties because they're quarter sheet. I don't have to waste a whole bunch on each little piece of a project. Alright, so we got our water. On a paper towel, we're going to lightly damp this edge. Set that to the side. Get our glue. Get our long cotton swab. New pack of them, so I've got to open everything upset. And I just use the stick end versus the cotton end. Get a little bit on our stick. And we can sparingly apply to the edge of the glass. So let us spread a glob out much further. And it keeps my fingers out of it too. Let's get just a little bit more. Now this product says it not to handle for 2 hours. And cures in 24. So we've got our glass flat on our Formica surface. We've got our wax paper so I don't ruin the counter. It's one thing we don't want to do. Line up the graphic and the edge perfectly here. Using my razor blade as a straight edge. And there we are. There's step one. Taking a closer look at it, I decided on one more step, and that is I have a piece of packing tape. I'm going to hold it tight together, put that little bit of packing tape on it so it doesn't float around on us. And then we'll let it cure for 24 hours and come back later. Well, here we are 24 hours later. Let's see how our glue job did. Remember, we had the crack right here on the corner. I put a piece of tape on at the end to kind of hold it together, keep it from moving. Get that tape off first. the residue. Yeah, we didn't stick too bad to the wax paper. I'll tell you, doesn't seem to be flexing or moving. Take a razor blade and clean it up. Alright, so let's get this resin ready. Get some gloves on. Probably should have done that with the glue the first go around, but oh well. Since we're not going to be using the resin kit to actually repair a windshield with all the little goodies it comes with, I just opened the bottle up. I'm going to dip a long stem Q-tip into the mixture. I'm going to just paint it right on the line. Now again, the idea is it soaks down into the crack and is supposed to make a optically clear repair. You notice I'm not doing anything from the back side. I'm trying to do it all from the front side, and then I can work with touch-up paint on the back side to just touch those little dots of red and black, see if I can make that any better. Now, got the resin dipped on, applied down into the groove of the crack, just kind of laying it on top best I can. Close this so we don't spill it. And these plastic sheets come with the resin. These are meant to cover it, kind of flatten it out. That's the oven down in the background. But as we can see, we've got the clear plastic sheets laid over the crack in the resin. Next is to get my UV light or lay it out in the sunlight and cure it up. Alright, we're back after letting it cure. I tried the UV lamp flashlight, and then I ended up going and putting it out in the sunlight. We had a little bit come out. Peel those two pieces of plastic off. That looks pretty good. Now we just need to razor blade off the excess resin. Coming in from the sides first, kind of making a little pile in the middle. And I'll try to go down the crack and peel those off. It looks pretty good. Okay, I think I got all the extra off. Try a little denatured alcohol. It's not isopropyl, it's denatured. Isopropyl doesn't have near the solvent or cutting capabilities as denatured does. No, certain light I see it, certain lights I don't. I think up in the video game cabinet, it's going to be hidden well. It's not going to see quite the scrutiny. No. I mean, you can definitely see it. You can see the crack. I turn it a little more that way, the crack disappears. But I think the reality is it's stiff. It's tight. It ain't going anywhere. I am going to call that a win. I think I do a little touch up from the back side and stick it in a game. We're going to have a viable, solid, not cut your fingers off plate glass arcade bezel. And I think this would work with other plate glass applications, whether it were old single pane windows if you were trying to preserve something of that nature for not replacing it with modern, and china cabinets and stuff with oddball pieces that you just need to put together. Well, I think I'm going to call that a win. Jenkins fixed it. Thank you, and hit that subscribe button at the bottom if you see any of the products that you need or like. I tried to link just about every darn thing I had on here, including my Pommy hat. And again, no fluff but the Pommy. Talk to you later.